Well, hello everyone. Here we are in week 3, module 3 already of the course. It's really going by quick. Had a little bit of a shorter week this week, or we should have a little bit of a shorter week this week. I think many of you probably took off Monday for the holiday. Hopefully you got to recharge your batteries a little bit, take a little extra time there. Also, a lot of your assignments, as you probably noticed, weren't due until Tuesday of this week. I'm shooting this on Wednesday, so grading hasn't been done yet. I'm waiting for a few more folks to submit their assignments, but look for everything to be graded for last week by tomorrow, Thursday. Okay, so we should be all set with grading there. A couple of things about this week, and then talk a little bit about some of the stuff with the course. Let's jump into the course and take a look at as far as what we are doing for this week. And just remove my picture altogether here. This week we are in module 3. Last week was that one more difficult module where you kind of had a couple of extra things in there, kind of a part 1 and part 2. But for the most part, as far as what I've seen coming in graded so far, great job on that. Looks some of the best work that I've seen. So some really good work I've seen come in so far for module 2. All right, but let's talk about module 3. This week, this will be most of the normal pattern that will follow all the way through the course, right? So this should be relatively smooth sailing from this point forward. So with module 3, we do have a midterm. Don't freak out. I am going to offer, I know some of you have attempted the midterm, at least I had a couple students text me because they wanted to work ahead. Let me talk about that for a moment, kind of all over the place here, but let me talk about working ahead first. Absolutely, if you want, you can work ahead in this course. I've unlocked the modules. I will throw due dates on there. A lot of you like due dates, but just assume, if we're in week 3, all the stuff in module 3 is typically, due, or in module 2, it's due. So, but I know that you like the due dates on there, so I'll throw the due dates on there. As long as you have it in before the due date, we're absolutely fine. So if some of you want to work ahead, I know some of you have, you can absolutely do that. Totally up to you. Okay? So there's my working ahead, I guess, policy, if you will. I don't lock the modules down, so you can go all the way through there if you want. All right, so there's working ahead. Midterm. Of course, we have a midterm this week. That can cause some anxiety in the folks. Again, the folks that were working ahead, I noticed that a couple people have already attempted it. For you guys, if you do have some anxiety about the midterm, I'm going to give you a quick preview of, let's say, the first 10 questions in there, chosen at random, so you can get an idea of what the questions would look like, since we really haven't you've only had a couple of quizzes so far in the course, so we'll take a look at some of those midterm questions. Keep in mind the midterm will include all the information and activities and reading all the way through even module 3. So make sure you do your readings and presentations, balance on the balance sheet, and statement of cash flows. You have all of that done before attempting the midterm, because there will be some stuff on the midterm with that. So stay tuned at the end of this video for a quick preview of 10 questions on there, okay? So let's also talk about, I've had a few students text me about the progress journals. So what they're seeing is they're seeing old progress journals that I haven't deleted, and I'm not sure I want to delete them yet, but they're showing up in the grade book. Don't follow the grade book, okay? Look at whatever is in the module. Like in this case, module 3, do what's in module 3. We have 2 progress journals in this class. I used to do a progress journal about almost every week in the longer version of this course, so there were a lot more progress journals, but we're just doing 2. Ultimately, just look at what's in the module. That's what's due that week. Do that and you're golden, okay? The other stuff that might be showing in the grade book, I may delete later, or I may hide from view, but I know some of you are seeing that thinking I got to do that. Nope, just do what's in the module for the week and you'll be fine there. Okay, so that's hopefully clears that up. So we talked about working ahead. That's good. Progress journals, only two. Do the work that's in the module only, and then you're fine there as well. Okay, so that I think covers, let me double check here some of my notes. I think that covers pretty much what I wanted to hit on for this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at that midterm. So we'll pull it up here. And I am just going to get your screenshots, whatever you want to do. I'm going to show you 10 questions at random that are pulled directly from the test bank that's used for the midterm. Okay, so you can get an idea of the flavor, the type of questions. Oh, and before I give you this preview, okay, some of you are, it reminded me of the quizzes. You may not, some of you are doing outstanding on the quizzes. Great. Absolutely fantastic that we've had, I think, more perfect scores or near perfect scores on the quizzes, in these first 3 chapters or so that first 3 modules that you guys are working on, or parts or sections, whatever you want to call them, than I've seen before. So really great grades on the quizzes for some of you. Some of you I know are a little despondent about your quiz grades. Here's how this course works. All the other stuff in there that you can do in this class, just make sure that you're doing those items. What I'm trying to say is you can do poorly on the quizzes and still get an A in the course. The quizzes are meant to be the most, I don't know, challenging component of the course. So if you got, let's say a C, an average of a C on a quiz, you're normally an A student, you're like, what's going on? These questions are ridiculously hard. Yes, some of them are a tad bit challenging, I will say that. But we know we got to throw some challenge, in the class. But as long as you're doing all the other stuff, okay, you're doing those progress journals, easy points. You're doing, our daily, our weekly learning activities. You're doing those. You're going to be fine. Later on down the road, we're going to have a case study. As long as you're doing the case study, you're going to be absolutely fine. So make sure you're doing everything in the course. You're putting good faith effort into it, and you're almost, you're going to get an A or B for sure. Most students get an A in this class. So don't let the quiz grades get you down. Look at the whole picture of everything that you're doing. Also, again, I was talking to a student and they were like, "Oh, I've done so horrible on the quiz," and they were like, "I'm sorry," and I'm like, "Hey, don't worry about it. I know these quizzes are challenging. Okay, there's some tricky questions in there, and again, that's by design, but you can still get an A in the course." And I will offer some extra credit down the road if you need it. So if you guys want some extra credit, we're going to drop that in. I'll probably have it available for you to do in Module 6. Most students do not even need the extra credit. It's funny. It's almost funny that everybody that does the extra credit doesn't need it. They've already, they already got the A. And 110% doesn't mean you're going to get that much more of an A, but that's just the kind of students they are. The students that maybe need, geez, I wish they just had 25 more points so I could push them up to that next grade category. It's usually from a B to an A. They won't do the extra credit. So, but anyhow, it's going to be out there for you if you want it. It'll be there. My policy on extra credit, for those of you that may have taken in classes with me before, is that as long as you get the extra credit in before the last day of the class, it's there for me to grade. I only grade the extra credit if you got an A, I'm not going to grade the extra credit. But if I'm like, we're 20 points away, I go back to the grade book and I look for that extra credit, go, yes, they did it. And then I'm able to push you up to that next grade category. So As long as you'll get it in before the class, you'll be fine. Okay, enough talking about that. Hopefully you guys are feeling okay about the quizzes, even though they're kind of challenging. Um, but again, uh, good effort. Students do very, very well in this course. Okay, as promised, I'm at the 10-minute mark. As promised, let's take a look at some of those preview questions directly from the midterm exam. So make sure, screenshot, capture it, however you want to do it. I'm not going to give you the answers, so you could take time and look them up if you wish. But it also gives you a feeling of the type of questions that are going to be on the midterm. Okay, so I know these most correct can be kind of tricky. So again, go back. Maybe some of these are direct repeats from quizzes as well. So those quizzes that we have had, go back and there should be some familiar territory here. But again, you can knock out some of the, it's, I guess, fundamental test taking strategies. Okay, so you kind of eliminate the stuff and then you're probably down to 2, and then you're going to pick out the one that's most correct. Okay, so there you go. Which of the following statements about finance, accounting, and financial management is most correct? Again, you can screenshot, do whatever you need to do. Get your phone out if you want to. Take a picture of these. Which of the following are not finance activities? Covered that, I think, in our module 1. Which of the following statements about a finance department at a large healthcare organization is most correct? Again, we're stressing some critical thinking. So there's one in there that might be, kind of correct, but there's going to be one that's stronger. So there is some critical thinking and interpretation there. Question 4, whoops, don't want to cheat you out of question 4. In very small health service organizations, 2-physician medical practice, the finance function is managed by a person called the what? Maybe you're one of these people. I think we have a few in the class. Which of the following best describes the characteristics of a business? We covered that in module 1, basic business structures. Please note that and I just noticed, on this test where you have answers A and B, the lettering function did not trigger. So it's obviously A, B, C, okay, as you go through there. It's going to follow normal lettering conventioning, okay, if that's one of the correct answers. No. When they have these, or it's as in this one up here, A, B, and C are all correct. So this would obviously be A, B, and C. All right, let's move on to question 7. Again, legal forms for nonprofit organizations, most correct. That was in our module 1 territory. Number 8, I'll let you read that one. Number 9, another one. Again, copy these down, look them up. They will show up somewhere in that midterm this week. Which of the following statements for a not-for-profit corporation is most correct? Well, they pay dividends to owners. I don't know about that one. I think you could eliminate that one. There you go. All right, so question 9. That's question 9. Moving on to 10. Which of the following individuals or groups are not stakeholders in not-for-profit organizations? Which one are not stakeholders? So who is not associated for not-for-profit corporations? That one looks pretty easy. I'll give you a bonus. We'll give you a number 11. Here you go. Which of the following is not expected to result from healthcare reform initiatives? Okay, so again, make sure you're reading the questions. I try to emphasize, like when we have not in there, or most correct. Try to emphasize in there. I know some of these questions can be a little thought provoking, and you got to look at the semantics of the question. Some of them require a little bit of discernment, especially those most correct ones. But by and far, you'll find that the quiz grades get better. The final, you're gonna like the final, so that'll help too. If you're kind of a little unhappy with your quiz grades, but again, you'll have plenty of opportunity to earn extra points, extra credit if you want. And then again, look at everything that you're doing and holistically in the course. And I think you'll feel better if you are worried about your quiz grades. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this week. Again, our 4-day week for some of you who were lucky enough to get Monday off. If you have any other questions or problems, make sure to reach out to me. Email works, text messaging works. This weekend, I was inundated with a bunch of stuff. I think I've caught up with everybody, but I'll double check. Phone was blowing up on Sunday, so I don't know what you guys were doing, but other classes as well. But I'll double check and make sure I got back to everybody. But other than that, everybody have a great week, and I'll check in with you next week. Thanks.